welcome back to King Arthur Pendragon, week 16. We're joined by guest Dave Traeger this week, aka twitch.tv/Henley.
Hello.
His show got canceled, so he's here for 1 week only. One night only.
Pretty good.
One night only, indeed. I have recorded 20 hours of video in the last 48 hours, so I'm completely frazzled.
Why?
So much Dragon Age.
Oh.
I did 4 hours of Dragon Age yesterday, then I did 4 hours of Dungeon World, then I did another 3 hours of Dragon Age.
I
woke up and did another 4 hours of Dragon Age.
Was that entire 20 hours of Dragon Age? Was it all the same?
It keeps switching between a show and Dragon Age. Papers, Please, then Dragon Age. Dragon Age, then Dragon Age.
But all the Dragon Age content was identical in every way.
I guess it's still Dragon Age. Okay.
Yeah, I got you.
I'm gonna toss it real quick to Kroama because I want to talk about Roka of the Six Braves or whatever the bullshit they're calling it now. This week I'm like, oh fuck, everything's happening. There's admissions of love, of hate. People are lying. There's explosions everywhere. What's going on, man?
I don't know. I just kind of really liked it. It's not really. It's kind of went over the peak of excitement for me, but it's still a great show.
No, I'm frustrated as hell. Like every time I get to like a Google page, I'm like, must not type in who is the seventh.
Oh,
I want to
know someone who read the manga
bad.
is gonna post it.
I want to know.
Oh, is this anime shit?
Yes.
Yes.
Cool.
That's right, Dave. It's anime shit.
Look, I like anime, but like only when I realize how anime
I've seen what anime you like, man.
Yeah, I like fucking
I saw about
anime
5 minutes of it, then I turned off and walked the other direction.
Which anime was it?
That Shimon Tia living in the world with no dirty cuss words and shit.
Anime-ass anime, man.
When that girl was like, if you touch me, I will take off my robe, and then you will be guilty of touching a naked person, and you'll go to jail. I was like, nope, I'm done.
Come on, man. You gotta give it more than 10 seconds.
I'm out.
Give it more than 10 seconds.
Any of you ever seen Aquarion? That was probably my favorite one.
Aquarion. That sounds familiar.
What's happened to my camera?
Sounds
Yes, Aquarion. That was a pretty good one. I'm not really a big fan of mechas, but it wasn't that bad.
Oh, mechas can suck my balls.
Well, if everyone's tossing up pimping their favorite shows, everyone should check out Overlord for this season.
Oh, Overlord is pretty okay. Yeah, I'm down with it. The premise of it's a little weird, and they really haven't explored it that much. It's like, oh, I woke up, I'm an undead. Guess I don't give a fuck anymore.
That's not the premise at all.
Just move the rest of the shit along.
That's totally not the premise of that at all.
That's exactly the premise of the show.
No, it's not. He's in a video game where he fucking plays as an undead.
Yes.
And then he's hanging out for the fucking world to stop like the servers to shut off. And then when they don't shut off and he becomes the fucking skeleton man and he's just like, well shit, I guess I'm this guy now forever.
And they never explore why that happened. That's my point.
It doesn't matter. It's
everything
like
I said was correct, just in one sentence. You made it long and
like
awkward.
If Star Wars said, instead of it saying in a galaxy far, far away, a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. That's like the start of Star Wars. That's like that little sentence of bullshit was just like, yeah, it's a video game, but it's not anymore, so deal with it, nerds. Like, that's what that is. Like, jeez.
He's supposed to be figuring things out.
Also, the manga is a lot better. The manga is a lot better. Yeah.
I'm not really a fan of the manga, but the light novel is pretty damn good.
I could not read light novels if my life's depended on it. Too many words, not enough pictures, you know.
Anime, that's one of those things that, like, it's a lot about, like, actually seeing it. It's like, I like the stories, but they're not like what you'd read as a novel.
Okay, so here's the thing about the manga, and here's the thing about the anime. The manga is like what 18 chapters in, and the manga's like, the manga's like 18 chapters in. The anime is going to be 12 episodes.
13, I think.
13. What they do to make the time match is they
cut a lot of stuff.
They
And a lot of the
fill it up with a lot of bullshit and a lot of waiting around for reactions and all that shit, whereas the manga just fucking gets rid of that
Log
shit.
Horizon. Log Horizon completely tosses your theory there out of that. That's a great anime.
Log Horizon is great, though I must say the first season was better.
I don't know. I like season 2.
I know, but I like it too, but it's good, but it just like threw me off a little. It's just like,
okay,
what is happening here anymore?
So, as far as mecha anime goes, I'm going to give you both ends of the spectrum here for what I like. Anything in between these probably isn't that good. On one hand, we have Valvrave, which you'll probably have a psychotic break if you watch it. And on the other hand, we have Eureka 7, which basically isn't a mecha anime, except for like once every couple episodes they might have a mecha fight. Other than that, it's basically like, look at two kids falling in love. It's not weird at all to have a 50-episode anime about that whole storyline.
All you need to do is go watch Major, fucking give up the rest of your life. That's it. Then followed Hajime no Ippo, and then you'll be fine.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
I don't like.
You're going with the old classics.
Hell yeah, man! And then like History's Strongest Disciple done.
Gundam
Get that shit out of the way. What was that?
Gundam 00. Push all that other stuff you just said out of the way.
Yeah, but it's Gundam, so like it's mecha, so it flushes itself down the toilet with how.
No, Gundam 00 is amazing. Don't you speak bad words. Okay, listen, we have to get introductions going. We can't talk.
Hey Kai, if you want to fix your camera,
I feel like the farther along this show goes, any of my shows, the longer the introduction sequence gets, exponentially.
Despite the fact that everyone knows each other by this point.
All right.
Kai, if you want to fix your camera, just leave the Skype call and come back in.
We're going to go in order
is my
here.
camera broken?
Yeah, just leave the Skype call and come back. We're going to go in order because now Kai's gone, so we're going to start with Anosh. How are you doing this week? Anosh?
Yeah, Mike is muted. Hey. Yeah, I had a good week. Finally had a two-day weekend after a really long time. And I ended up spending it with people from work because a few people were leaving the office after really long, so we had a brunch party and got pretty trashed. It was good fun.
Brunch party.
Yeah.
All right, Kroama, how are you doing this week?
I thought my introduction was animes.
Yeah, I guess we've gotten past the animes. Erik, how are you doing this week?
Yeah, pretty good. Nothing that eventful.
I don't know if I want to ask Dave. Let's just go ahead. Dave, how was your week?
Good.
That was fast. Kai, how was your week?
My week's been pretty good. Just school starting, so I've had like a couple essays, projects, math packets already.
Fun.
A decent first week of school.
What kind of math do they have you doing, by the way? I'm curious.
Currently I'm in Algebra 2.
Oh, okay. All right. It's good algebra.
It's good for the mind, the body, and the soul.
That's a solid algebra. That's like you're getting ready for pre-trig.
Yeah.
Calculus is where it's at, man. That's some real math. I'm serious. Once you start doing calculus and you throw it in with statistics, you're at the middle level of math. I mean, you're right in a solid mathematical zone where you can solve.
And they really seem to be trying to dissuade us from doing any more math inside of my math class. They said like, all right, on the SAT, all they're going to talk about is like algebra.
Oh, well, that's public school, man. They're trying to make sure that you're perfectly ready to take a standardized test to get them more money. Oh, really?
Yeah, it's weird. It's like, all right, it's like, okay, it's fine. Thank you for telling me this, but shouldn't you be encouraging me to do more math?
Yeah, again, it's still the same deal. They want to have high test scores so they can go to their parents and be like, everyone got an A++.
Everybody went to Harvard. Every single one of them.
All right. Introductions are now over. Actually, this was surprisingly short.
Dave, are you okay?
I'm just laughing at your fucking voice you just did, man.
Really?
Laugh about it.
Oh, it's like a French guy mixed with a fucking English guy.
Welcome to introductions.
Oh,
All right. Who remembers what happened last time?
I don't.
Even though last time was a fucking disaster.
Was last
It was
time
an
a
awesome
disaster?
disaster. was
I
many
thought the
kinds of
time
disaster.
before last time was the disaster.
No, I think last time you guys spent a lot of time walking in a forest talking to someone who has no magic and got scammed out of a lot of money.
Yeah, pretty much.
A little
Then
bit.
we decided we wanted to go on a strike force against Bath.
Alright. That's the important part, that you're going to Bath. To take down King Orcus, your mortal enemy from Estragales, who slayed Aedwald's family member. In honorable and righteous Christian combat. Just want to emphasize that to get the blood boiling. So let's see here. We're being joined, of course, by Dave's character, Hickory deFault.
Yeah. Hickory deFault.
And let me just check my history notes here. I believe we are starting year 500. Yes, we are.
Ooh.
According to my notes last year, almost absolutely nothing happened.
You don't know what Hickory was up to, man. Just fucking.
Oh, the other
plowing
thing
seeds and
we
stuff.
talked to the wise eagle in the forest who told us that
Right.
we should go to London when a great tournament is called, and then we would meet the heir.
The first real tournament, yeah. I believe the tree also had some very snarky comments for the rest of you.
Yes.
They got upset when I wanted to cut it out.
Tournamento.
So, court begins in the year 500, and normally we have the scene where there's women sitting outside of a castle, and the camera is zooming down there, and then there's this loud crashing noise and lots of shouting, and the camera like immediately zooms inside, and the Atheling princes of Sussex and Kent are currently here scowling at each other. And so Sussex is Prince Acequine, who you've battled a few times, and from Kent there is an Atheling who they're both just screaming at each other. They have not like weapons, but like dinner knives, and they're holding them angrily at each other. And there's a bunch of Saxons in the room, like honor guardmen, who are all like reaching for their axes. And the Atheling Acequine from Sussex, who is your ally, is like, "Ah, dog! Ha-ha! Now that we have Salisbury and Silchester and Marlborough on our side, we will crush the Kentish forces, and you will accept us as Bretwalda." And the Kent Atheling is like, "No! How could you stab us in the back? You would use British knights to fight a Saxon war? What manner of coward are you, sir? Shall you open up your pants and show us if you have balls?" What do you guys do?
What are you doing, Dave?
Cupping balls, man, so they don't fall
I thought
out.
we were at our women talking scene.
Yeah, the women talking scene has been completely cut out this year for the Saxons about to kill each other inside Salisbury Castle, which might be a serious issue.
Well, Aedwald's the highest ranking.
What do you do?
Marx is gonna let them kill each other, honestly. So
We can't let them kill each other in here, though.
Yes.
they'll make a mess. Send them outside.
Well, that's not why. It's all about impressions and keeping it. Never mind.
Honored lords, do not break the peace in this hall. If you must fight, please, not under. Well, you are both under the grounds of hospitality.
I don't know if they care.
So, the Atheling from Kent, who is the son of Aske, takes his dinner knife and cuts the front of his pants open, then just whips out his dick and starts pissing on the floor. And he's like,
Hold it.
"I piss on your hospitality. This is not the Saxon way, and I do not recognize you British knights." I'm not going to ask if you actually go up there and hold it. When he gets done, he just kind of like tries to tie his pants together, but since he literally cut them open, he's just like striding out with his balls flapping in the wind. He's like, "Gather my horse! We ride back to Kent, War is beginning!
Well, think of it this way, fellow Christians. I don't fucking know what to say there, but he will have a long, hard ride bouncing upon his apparent penis, while we sit here in our warm houses.
Who let this knight in here?
So, there are 3 messengers from around Sarum, as you have dispatched a number of newsmen, given your communications network. They have not been set up in Marlborough and Silchester yet, so you only have Salisbury news currently. There's also Countess Ellen to speak with, and Atheling Asquine of Sussex. There's also some manner of intrigue going on. What would you guys like to do?
Make an attempt on the intrigue, I guess.
Tell me how you're doing it.
Probably talking with the various Saxons, because all of the English here hate me.
Yep. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so one of the Saxons, whose name is Brulf, he's just like, "Ah! I've heard of you! Your name is Aidwald."
Aye.
"Yeah! I killed many men at London. I've heard it was your order that sent them all foolishly at our giant, well-prepared army. I have you to thank. I would not have risen as squad leader if I had not killed a dozen peasant men with my axe. I will get you a drink." He comes back with a drink and puts it in front of me. He's like, "Now, drink with me." Starts drinking. What do you do, Aidwald?
He might take a sip or two.
Okay. He slams his cup down. He says, "Brolf does not speak with any man who does not finish the first cup with him. If you want Brolf's help, drink."
What the hell? We'll drink it.
I like this guy.
All right. When you finish drinking, he says, "So, you're looking for information about what is happening? Well, I happen to know that your countess has rejected some sort of secret offer from Cornwall, brought in the middle of the night by the squire of Prince Mark. May his cock shrivel. Fucking Cornwalls." I think then he goes into a long and lengthy rant as to, like, as soon as the Wessex forces are taken out, how much he's going to enjoy, like, raiding the bedchambers of all of the handmaidens of Cornwalls.
All right. Lovely. Well, I guess that's my intrigue.
Okay.
Anyone else want to go for one?
I'm a little bit interested in hearing about what Astragal is and the whole bath fiasco, so I'm going to go around asking any knights that I can see about what they think on that.
Okay.
Or what they've heard.
Excellent.
Once I find my bits.
Is there a particular knight you're seeking out? Someone that you already know? Or are you just talking
No,
to any
just
knight?
somebody in the court.
Okay. Well, let me come up with a knightly name.
Sir Valorous? I killed myself.
And only yourself.
Yes.
Okay, there is a knight. His name is Sir Fortran.
What'd you say?
Sir Fortran.
Sir Fortran.
He is an aging knight, elderly, but people still keep him around. And he's probably by the hearth, like, warming himself. He's like, "Ah, young Sir Sieve, I've heard you're seeking news.
I'm impressed you know my name, but it is Civ. Thank you.
Civ, yes. Well, I apologize. It's probably in my family's accent. As you might tell, we are from the Isles to the west.
Of Estragales?
Ah, yes. The islands to the west of Astragales. You know, some call them Ireland.
I have heard of it.
Yes. I have, my mother's cousin lives in Carlion and tells me that Escavalen has launched a spring march on Estragales. Who knows if Bath will remain the holding of King Orcus if he loses his whole kingdom as a result.
Oh, that is quite a terrible thing to hear. I wonder what's going to become of that. I mean, it's not terrible for us, of course, but if they pull back from Bath, then us going there serves no purpose.
Perhaps, perhaps. Well, keep yourself safe, boy, and if you need another member for your Special Forces team, keep Sir Fortran in mind.
Very well.
Like, as you're turning to leave, he, like, reaches out and clamps a hand on you weakly and says, "In my day, they called me the Lion of Amesbury. That's what they called me." And then he lets go of your arm.
I'll move on and disappear in the crowd away from this man.
All right. Anyone else have anything they'd like to do?
Yeah, let's see. I think, yeah.
Let the other players go first, obviously.
No, go ahead.
Estragale.
Make a ruckus. Can I do something?
Yeah, what do you want to do?
Get drunk and start a bar fight.
Starting a bar fight would be a great way to lose your status as a knight.
Really?
Yeah, it's the hospitality. You can't start fights within the halls of anyone that you've accepted protection from.
Well, then I would do it outside.
Okay, if you want to start a fight, I think that Sir Germain the Dragon is like, "Ha ha ha ha! Who is this tiny, tiny knight? Much smaller than Germain the Dragon!" And there's like a 6'5" tall Saxon man wearing some incredibly ill-fitting armor. You know, it's like tiny compared to him. You know, like the shoulder pauldrons only cover half his shoulder. And he's carrying a caber. So it's just a fucking tree that's like 5 feet long and like 3 or 4 feet wide and pretty circumferencey. And he's just like, "I'll fight you, deFault."
Very good. Take your clothes off and meet me outside. We would do this like men.
Ah!
You see, I wonder why the deFault family never gets far. I think it's things like this.
So yeah, I mean, like, he starts stripping down to his loincloth, and he's like, "Oh man, it's gonna be caber beating time. What's your name, boy?"
They call me Hickory deFault.
"Ah, pretty soon they're going to be calling you Ash, because this tree is going to be beaten so far up your arse."
No, we do this with fists, not with sticks.
He's like, "Oh, well, I'm actually not that good at fighting with fists, but let's do it."
I don't know what I am either. Let's see.
You have a 0 in fists.
Sweet, let's do it.
The two of you punch at each other for a fairly long time.
Nice.
He beats you cruelly.
No, neither of them have. They both have 0 skill in fists, so they literally can't even roll on it. They're just like, "Ah! Ah! Ah!"
Well, you have a 0, don't you have a 1?
This is my plan. I wish to become friends with this man.
That's not that hard. He likes becoming friends with people that he fights.
Very good. We are best friends now.
It's not hard to be best friends with Jermaine the Dragon.
Fantastic. I'll write his name down. Jermaine.
All right, what do you guys want to do?
I suppose talk to the messengers since we kind of already scattered around for info.
Which one do you want to talk to?
We just had 3 general messengers from around.
Yes, one is from Cornwalls, one is from the Kent-Essex border, and the final one is from Estragales.
I want to talk to the Estragales one.
As
Seems
do I think
highly
I'll-
relevant for
I'll
this setting.
gravitate to that conversation as well.
So this is a Irish kern that you guys have been paying a small amount of money to, like spy on his countrymen, and then show up here, every couple of months. And so he's like leaning on his bow, and he's just like, "Aye, is one of you odd-willed?
That is me.
I have a message here for you." And he like unravels it and says, "King Nantiliode of Esquivalan is hiring footmen. He is going into the mountains to fight the wild tribesmen there. Once that's completed, he'll begin a march on Estragales. King Orcus of Estragales is retreating from Bath to Bristol, but has been unable to find transport home." That's all I've got. He just stands there staring at you.
Sir Adol, this information actually supports that which I've heard as rumors from other knights, though it could also have been heard from this man too. So it's kind of pointless to say that. But anyway,
He's the guy sitting there just shrugs. Says, "I just got off the wagon cart earlier today."
then I
Do you know
suppose-
where is King Orcus currently in Bristol then?
That was the last I've heard, but that was almost a month ago.
Very well. Thank you for your news.
Aye, I'll be back to Pembroke then. And
Excellent.
he now that he's delivered his message, he sits down and picks up like a turkey leg and just like and then gets some like cracked pepper and remember, he's an Irish kern, so basically he looks like a peasant beggar with no shoes,
Yeah.
sitting down at a table full of knights.
Buy this man some shoes.
Well, what do you want to do?
I think
Um,
Marcus will also try and figure out some information if he can. He'll do a little intrigue, but
You want to
nothing, nothing
intrigue, or you want to ask
specific.
one of the news reports?
I might just try and do a little intrigue, just see generally what
Okay.
pops up. If at all anything. There we go.
Okay, yeah, that's 11 for 12, so that's a success. You're looking for general information?
Yeah, just something, whatever you want to throw at me.
All right. So I think you hear from a man named Care, and he's French, and he's like, Sir Marcus, Chevalier Marcus.
Yes.
How are you?
Times have been better.
Indeed. I have heard that your tiny county here has been in better conditions and losing all of your men at London town. London. They pretend like it is some center of civilization. It is nothing like Paris.
This Paris even a thing at this time, really?
Yes.
Yeah. Alright. So yeah. Jesus. Well, that was a dreadful battle, but
Paris was founded in 3rd century BC. Suck it.
Mm-hmm.
As,
it was
not only
yes,
is Paris a thing in this time, I am from it. It is in northern France, and that is why I am here, attempting to get past the trade embargo.
the trade embargo. Of what do you speak?
The Cornwalls, they have their thumbs so far up their butt. King Idres of Devons is a dog who goes back on his word. And this newcomer, Dom Jabbar, he is equally ruthless and terrible. He's basically nothing but a Middle Eastern pirate who raids my caravans and such. My ship caravans, whatever you call them, convoys. Yes.
Whatever
Well-
they are called.
So, I'm trying to find a way into the country, but the Saxons are mad because My family may have suppressed them from time to time. You know, we are chevalier. We have giant steel lances, and we ride down little Saxon peasants. It's no big deal where I come from. Just a quick few 100-mile trip over the border. Then you go back to Paris, and you sit and lounge. Occasionally I mount the heads of dead Saxons on my, my wall. It is beautiful.
That sounds quite enjoyable. I wish we were able to do that.
It is fantastic. I have been trying to get ships in through the south ports, but unfortunately these damn Saxons will not negotiate. Well,
yes.
Soon it will be fine. I will tell you, like he starts like drinking really heavily, like glug, glug, glug. I will tell you what, Sir Marquis, Chevalier Marquis. Soon it will all be changed. My friends in the trade commerce have told me that soon the Jutes are being evicted by the Danish, and they are going back to Angles. The Saxons of Angles are coming home to Anglia. Don't tell anybody I told you that. And once they are there, they are going to take London, and then I will trade with them, because they do not have sticks up their boots.
Yeah, so Marcus nods and dips his glass of water at them. And okay. And he lets everyone else know about this pretty shortly thereafter.
Can we do like the scene is he's literally like, remember, don't tell anybody, and then like black screen, and then you're like, okay, this is exactly what he said.
Can you believe this guy told me not to tell anyone?
Okay. Anything else you guys would like to do?
Don't think so.
All right. The Countess Ellen requests her officers come speak with him, so that's all of you.
Sweet. I'm an officer now.
You are. Temporarily, just for this year. So, Ellen is like, Banner Adewald. It appears that we have a mission of critical importance. King A.L. of Sussex and Esquine of Essex have offered very generous terms. In order to cement our current alliance with them, all we need do is send 15 of our best knights to them. They are needed for some sort of strike mission at Southwark.
At where?
Southwark. It's southeast of London. I'll need you to gather 15 of your best men immediately. I expect you'll lead this.
Yes, my lady.
Are we all there, or is it just Adewald?
It's all of you are there.
Okay.
But I want to point out, you've also sworn to join the strike team for Sir Civ.
Are these mutually incompatible? You can't get them both done in 1 year.
It's time compatible. I'm incompatible.
At the same
You could
time.
do them both in 1 year, but as far as you know right now, you must go immediately to Southwark. And on the other hand, you know that Orcus is currently in Bristol, but you don't know how long he'll wait there before he gets a ship. Which oath is more important to you? You guys are going to have to decide.
How about we rock, paper, scissors?
Adewald really, really cares about getting to Bristol. He has a really, really strong hatred of Orcus, which is kind of...
But you just promised your lord that you would go immediately to Southwark.
But she was the same one who told me to go to Bath.
Yes.
So she has given me 2 incompatible missions. So
I told you right now that you must go to Southwark. Very
in that
critically
case, I will...
important to the alliance. It's all they're asking for. 15 knights, and you don't have to pay tribute.
And she wants you to lead them.
In that case, I shall inquire. Milady, in that case, does that mean you do not wish me to attack Bath as you instructed me previously.
She says, "Oh, Bath can wait. I'm sure Orcus will be coming for you sooner rather than later, Aidwald."
I will
that note,
share
there-
the intrigue that we have learned that he appears to be possibly setting sail within the month.
Escavalon also appears to be marching on Estragales, which would kind of bog him down or force him to retreat anyway.
She says, "Well, in light of this information, I'm going to need each of your opinions as to what we do moving forward. Which commitment do we honor?" Five dudes just standing around in silence.
Well, I don't know what I'm supposed to say, but I guess fucking deFault is like. Do I represent the deFault line?
Yes,
Like, how does that work?
represent the deFault family.
Okay. Hickory walks up and he's like, "Milady, it would be my honor to support your endeavors, as well as the deFault house will follow you in your orders, I suppose." And then I just sort of stand back and I just wink at everyone else. I'm like, "Yeah."
Things
So
like
the
that.
man-
That was didn't pick a side.
Yeah. So Aidwald
You
will
are
step
as
up.
anonymous as your name suggests.
Aidwald will step up and
I didn't pick a side. I thought
make
I
an
was helping her.
argument.
You just said you'd go wherever she said, and she's like, "Which side would you like to be on?"
But she only has one side, right?
She's saying, so Sir Civ and Sir Aidwald both have a commitment to hunt down King Orcus, the Irish king of Estragales. But
Sweet.
they also have a commitment to head to Southwark immediately and support their Saxon allies. So
Oh
the
yeah, we're
question
definitely gonna go support the Saxon allies. Come on.
is, okay,
do
well
that.
then that's your vote.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd go with hunting King Orcus.
Okay, 1 and 1.
So we have to send 15 knights. They don't have to be us.
They have to be the best knights of Salisbury.
Unless you're saying that you're not the best knights.
Aidwald is one of the best knights, and he really wants to go to
But
Bristol.
you could say that you're not, and then send someone else.
Everybody knows that we are. Well, not we are, but the Aidwald is.
Oh, you know what? You're speaking way too hard for Aidwald there. You should remember that pretty much everyone hates him after he got 91% of the military force killed.
He's still one of the. He's still one of the best knights, though.
The Saxons show up and compliment him on how many people he got killed, man. Pretty much the
That's
deadliest
harsh.
insult in the book.
That's harsh.
Yeah.
Um,
So
to me,
I'm-
it seems like Bath isn't as much of a priority anymore. Now that we've learned that he's gonna have to focus his efforts on two fronts or retreat, and the alliance only seeking 15 knights from us is kind of. I mean, it's one of the best deals with that because they're always seeking like £100 or £200. 15 knights isn't that bad.
I suppose my sense of duty requires me to. Ugh.
Sir Marcus, what are your thoughts?
Well, I think Marcus is more for Orcus though, but lately he wants to hunt down Orcus, but I think lately he's been perhaps.
So
you should,
here's another question, Arthur.
Yep.
Do we have a sense of if we hunted down Orcus in Bristol and Bath, is there much of a chance that Salisbury could actually hold that Somerset area?
Salisbury alone couldn't. I mean, at some point, and this is something that the Countess Ellen's about to get to, she needs to ride around to Marlborough and Silchester and, like, get to know all of the nobles there and get their, like... It's a very formalized line of liegehood. She has to, like, go out there and get them all to swear to her, and then she can begin ordering them around. And so she needs to like spend the year literally riding to everybody's house and get those knights to like work with her. So
If we were to
currently
take Bristol back.
Salisbury only has about 500 knights at best.
In that case, I think
And
the
remember that the
responsible thing-
majority of those are either very old, very young, or inexperienced. They're the knights that like stay home and paint or go hunting.
Yeah. In my role as senior knight, and thus needing to put my responsibilities ahead of my own family passions, I think the best course for Salisbury is to send the knights to Southwark.
Okay. Are you just taking Sir Civ's entire Special Forces team there?
I mean, it's probably basically the same group of folks.
Yeah, pretty much. All right. As a result, Countess Ellen outlines her plan to do exactly as I had just laid out. She's riding around, going to all of the castles, calling as many of the knights in the area to her as possible, getting all of them to swear, and then writing down the rest of them and getting them to swear fealty to her through Marlborough and Silchester.
Yeah. However, if there's any way that guy's still around when we get back, we're going for it.
You're going for Orcus?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think we really can go for Orcus, considering we don't have the forces to take on his entire army that's trying to find its way back. I would be surprised if we could.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only other consideration I had. Otherwise, I'd love to kill Orcus.
I'm also not confident I can lead a fight if it's not directly for the loyalty for my lord, which is what we would be doing.
Mm-hmm. So, to Southwark.
To Southwark!
All right.
I start walking to Southwark.
Who are you taking? Are you guys taking just squires to Southwark, or are you bringing any of your family knights or any bullshit like that?
Can I bring my new friend?
Sir Germain the Dragon is part of the strike team, so he's coming.
Fuck yeah. I'm going to make sure he hangs out with me the entire time. Okay.
He spends a lot of
you've
time
got
harassing
five-
Sir Marcus, but yes.
So that's
cool.
6 out of our 15.
I mean, I'm not asking you guys to like outline which specific knights you're bringing. I'm just making sure you guys aren't bringing like 15,000 peasants this time and
No, we
all
are
of your
just
family
bringing-
lineage knights.
We are bringing the 15 minimum.
Okay, right. So probably Sir Alan is there as well, riding on his pimp mobile. He just got his destrier lowered. It's it got hydraulic leg support.
I will make sure to bring Sir Fortrand.
Oh, you're bringing Sir Fortran. I think that when you bring Sir Fortran, there's a lot of people in the courtyard, like when you guys are setting off together, that are like, is that Sir Fortran? I thought he died a dozen years ago. You know what
This
Sir
is
Fortran
request.
looks like? He literally looks like Stan Lee. He's just like, ah! Ah! He probably
Is there
wears
like
glasses,
is there
too.
like a thing where they want to die in battle, or is this?
Yeah, of course it is.
Okay.
They want to die in battle rather than getting old and catching cholera.
All right. So, on the discussion of who will be leading this battle,
Yeah, that's a good question. Who is leading the team?
I've raised my hand.
So
so
Raised my hand.
Mark
My hand
is
is still
like-
raised.
I am
Let's
not using the battle skill, so someone else.
I am very confident I can lead the battle if it was for the loyalty of the Lord. But this is, is there any way we could do that without having to fudge it?
You
I
should
think-
probably hear about what your mission is.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
hear what the mission is.
Okay, so you arrive at London, which is much as London would normally be, even though it's overflowing with Saxons. There's a lot of ships, like shallow draft ships, coming into the London harbors and like unloading Saxon colonists, and they're just like spreading out quickly. Like they spend one night in London and then just start spreading, north to the Fens, to Huntington, to Riddichen, to Silchester and Marlborough. Just constant wagon train going in that direction, just out of the city. And so the city is like perpetually foggy, perpetually covered in mud. It smells like shit. There's lots of foreigners who speak their own language. But it's still London, right? So it's perpetually foggy, muddy, it smells like shit.
London.
The Saxons have commandeered a post in an abbey in the center of the city. And it's there that you meet with King Ael and Prince Aesquine, or more commonly, Aethling Aesquine. And King Ael says, "Aye! Which one of you little shrivel cocks is Eadwald?"
I'll step forward.
You?
I am Eadwald.
Aye, I remember you. You did well to fight against me. I know what truly happened in that battle, even if your little prissy britches, little English knights, forget that Sasha was leading that battle. I saw him toss off his hat and go insane and get killed by a berserker. So I respect your battle prowess. You had to take control of a bad situation with heavy losses. And you managed to get away from me, which is not an easy thing to do. So he holds his hand out for the predator, the predator handshake.
I will accept with due courtesy.
Okay. All of you get 10 glory for witnessing this event.
I actually kind of like this man because he actually admits what actually happened.
He's like, so, I must apologize, Sir Eadwald, because I'm going to need to use your reputation as a weapon here. Now, I'm assuming that you've brought with you someone who is better strategically oriented than yourself.
I raise my hand.
That is correct.
No, not that man. ignore Sir deFault.
Jermaine the Dragon also raises his hand.
Jermaine the Dragon does raise his hand because he has a 17 battle.
Yeah, he's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
But
Jermaine, so the thing is, Jermaine the Dragon, they're basically all ignoring him. Because if you remember, he's a traitor.
Wait,
So,
Jermaine
I
the Dragon's
will-
a traitor?
Yes, he's a Saxon who decided to give up being a Saxon if they would make him a knight.
I feel for your trial, Sir Jermaine the Dragon.
He also wanted to.
We will cry together tonight.
He also wanted to kill my old character,
Yep, yeah,
Oh,
he was looking to kill the strongest.
but
Yeah,
he
so-
actually came in like a year after he died after he was poisoned.
Well, looks like you weren't
So-
that strong then, huh?
It was quite awkward. It was poison. It was a magical poison that killed everyone in the kingdom, like half all the good knights.
I don't think I would have died if I was coming up to that, just saying.
Oh,
So I think when you say that, you've offended pretty much every knight in the room, since there was a 100% fatality rate at that place. Everyone who drank or ate anything at that party died, either shitting blood or spitting blood.
Sir
It was
Hickory,
the-
I believe.
And
the
you're
face
like,
here
no,
is-
don't worry, I would have lived. I'd been fine.
It was the greatest tragedy of our time. Nearly everyone here has someone they knew or loved die during that.
So while you guys are arguing,
So
Aesquine is like, gentlemen, can we get back to this? And I think he wraps his hand around Sir Marcus. Is like, Marcus, how have you been? I haven't seen you since last year when I took that wanted poster off of your head.
Marcus like cringes a little bit. He's like, I have been well this past
He
year.
starts shaking. He's like, ah, good man.
So I will bring forward Sir Civ and introduce him as this is our tactician that we have brought for.
I am not
this,
quite well experienced in the ways of actual war, especially away from so far from Salisbury. But I have been studying up more on the failures of and defeats of battles and using those to plan out strategies than focusing on the victories, which I feel like is the foolish move. Also, I would like to point out that I am the nephew of Sir Sasha, and very much agree with you in pointing out that he was the fault at that battle.
So he says, so.
I'm sorry, did you say default?
No,
He
I
says,
did not.
you've studied military history then.
I've been dabbling in defeats here and there.
Have you
A lot of
studied
French
the
history.
Battle of Thermopylae?
Yes, you have.
I'm sure I have.
Yes. What can you tell me about it?
Whatever Google tells me.
No, you can roll your battle skill to figure it
Oh,
out.
okay,
Although
okay.
I will accept Google as a source if you really want to know.
No. Okay.
Okay, it's the battle from 300.
Yes. Right. We talked about that before. Yes, the Battle of the Spartans and the Persians?
He's like, yes, exactly. We need to do that.
I don't know if I can pull that off.
You'll be fine. Listen, we're taking our forces from London to Malden. We're going to put them on boats and we're going to launch them at the White Cliffs of Dover. We need you to hold the bridge across the Southwark. All you have to do is get them in the middle of the bridge. It's quite long. And just hold them there.
And just hold them for the time it takes for you to take the rest of the...
It'll only take a week or so.
So we have to hold them at a bridge for a week.
Well, they haven't started marching yet. It could be you won't even face any forces at all. On the other hand, you could be facing several thousand.
What are our forces for this?
15 of the best Salisbury knights.
They can only fight 3 of us at a time. Seems reasonable to me.
Don't worry. When you begin to take losses, if you feel you're necessary, ride back to London. We're still going to have a considerable defensive position within the town, but we're hoping that the fact that Sir Aedwald is leading the defense of the bridge of Southwark is going to draw a number of Saxons to the area. When they see only 15 men, I'm sure they'll suspect a trap, and wait until they have reinforcements, drawing more and more of them to the area. At that point, when you feel you're going to be overwhelmed, simply retreat back into London. It'll be fine. By then, we'll have been in Malden, and there won't be any chance they can make it to Dover before we do.
Understood.
I understand the plan. A little bit worried about it, but I think it'll be fine.
Oh, just don't die and you'll be fine.
Might be fine.
This is a chance for great honor. Hold the bridge and we'll be legends.
Well, the king kind of looks you over and says, you'll be remembered.
1 against 1,000. Do that.
You're like, what against 1,000? He's like, if there are 1,000 men, you should probably retreat.
Oh, we plan on it.
It was getting ahead of himself.
I have heard tales from Asia Minor of one general who managed to hold off over 30,000 Chinese by playing a magical flute at them. But other than that, no, I don't think you can defeat 1,000 men.
All right, so we have to hold a bridge from London to Southwark so that they can attack Malden.
No, so that they can launch from Malden.
From
to
Malden.
Dover.
To where?
Dover. It's in Eastern.
Oh, Dover over there. Yeah, I see it.
My lord, a question.
Please, just call me
Would it
King.
be King Ale? Would it be permissible in order to torch the bridge in order to halt
Of course not.
and
That
stall
is
the
critical
event?
infrastructure.
Very well.
What if the enemy torches it, huh?
He's like, the enemy would not torch it. That's crazy talk.
That would
This
prevent
bridge
it.
is all that allows trade to pass between Kent and Hertford.
What if that is their intention? To starve us out?
He's like, we're in the middle. It's not like we're in Ireland. We're in the middle of London. They can't starve us out. There are thousands of farms supplying us food.
You make a good point. I will have to actually look at a map once in a while.
Very well. We shall march to our position then, King Yao.
All right, good man. Good luck.
As soon as we leave, what was your character's name? That was just saying the burning the bridge.
Aidwall.
Aidwell. I turned to Aidwell and I'm like, we should still burn the bridge.
What?
I suspect that will
As a failsafe, as a
cause us to
failsafe,
lose
because
in all of the goodwill we might have gained from this exercise.
well, we can just say that they did it.
I'm fairly certain this is an event where there's plenty of. Are you a knight?
You? I look at him.
It's like, are you a cop? You have to
Yes.
tell me if you're a cop.
Yes, I am.
That's totally a real thing that they have to do.
No, it's not.
All
Are
right,
you a
so
fucking cop?
we march to Southwark.
Okay. Are you making any plans, buying any equipment?
Yes, about 500 kilos of TNT.
Hasn't been invented.
Black powder, then.
For
That'll
another
do it.
1,300 years.
Marcus, your battle's a 15, right?
16.
16. So, is there any kind of like passion that you can feel here?
Hatred for Saxons?
You're supporting
So-
Saxons.
Here
Yeah, I
is
know.
a thought. I'm trying to think what would be an appropriate slippery liquid that we could purchase.
Oil!
No, not flammable. That we could smear across the bridge portion that we want.
Oil!
Lubricant! You know, the type you use in the bedroom.
I don't know. Do you guys have any thoughts?
55 gallons.
If you go to like a chemist or a pharmacist, I'm sure they'd be able to sell you something. They might not have enough to cover the entire length of the bridge, but probably like a patch.
I mean, we just need to cover the patch immediately in front of where we'll